It is.
I love it. And I got to get your prediction really quick on the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight.
Boxing. I'm team boxing, man. Gervonta Davis, of course.
Gervonta Davis?
Of course.
And who would you say is the #1 pound for pound right now in boxing?
Usyk.
Great fight, great matchup. It's fun for the sport of boxing. It makes it fun, it makes it entertaining. That's what it's all about. You know, and may the best man win. It's an exhibition regardless, it doesn't count.
The weeds for this? You part of this movement that's going on right now. Well, I got in the ring with you know, a top pound for pound fighter in the world. Y'all going over there contribute to help this dude.
The guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways. When you look at him sideways and see the depth.
Alexander Usyk has brutally warned Jake Paul about fighting Gervonta Tank Davis. With Tank looking bigger, sharper, and showcasing his skill set against Jake, Usyk sees only one outcome: Jake Paul losing that. In a recent jab on social media, Usyk responded to Paul's 5-year plan, where Paul claimed he'd become a world champion and eventually fight Usyk. Usyk didn't let it slide that he said, "Good plan, Jake. But I'm not here for 5th place, only 1st. Soon, I'll close the book on boxing, and after that, I'll be waiting for you in the cage." According to Usyk, Jake won't even get past a smaller, real fighter. He believes Tank will win easily. Usyk doesn't see Jake Paul as part of boxing's serious elite. By mocking Paul's own goals, he reminded everyone that when real fighters talk about legacy, they don't talk about social media reach. Usyk didn't even need to mention Davis's name to make his point. Tank already looks bulked up. His recent training clips show a heavier upper body, stronger legs, and the same explosive movement he's always had.
In some things, I think Gervonta's just gonna, like, you know, stick and move. He'll be fast, play it smart, you know. I don't see him staying still for too long so Jake can land some shots. He'll just try to touch him. Who knows, man? It's an exhibition. It's a money grab.
There's a visible transformation. Tank looks like he's adding muscle mass without losing sharpness. That's what has many pros speaking up. Fans also agree that Tank is being smart. He's adjusting for Jake's size, adapting his game plan, and looking every bit like a fighter preparing to prove something.
Of Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis. That's the state of boxing.
Yeah, that's
right
crazy.
Let that sink in.
Jake
that's
Paul,
right
Gervonta Davis is so crazy. 135 versus 200. That is so nuts.
They're all exhibitions.
None of them are.
They're exhibitions.
Tank himself has recently opened up about his mindset. "My headspace right now is way better than where I was before. That's the only thing that matters to me," he said when asked about his mental preparation. That he's still avoiding trash talk and has assured everyone that he's focused on a real fight. His size, his power, the way he moves, everything shows confidence and readiness. "I just have to adapt. I think it's going to be a great event. Every time I fight, it's fireworks." Jake Paul, on the other hand, has finally shown a bit of honesty.
Jake went for the jugular. Jake comes back and says, "Anybody that puts his hands on a woman is a scumbag, and that's you." Tank responds. In the world of responses, it was as bad as it gets. In defense of himself, makes a comparison to P. Diddy. Jake literally just puts his head down. It's like, man. And I think that Jake was thinking in the moment.
Jake told TMZ, "I think there's a lot being said about the size difference, but people forget that Tank is a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter. He's got power in both hands, and skill-wise and technique-wise, he's been doing this for so long. Honestly, I'm the most scared going into this fight that I've ever been." It's rare to hear a fighter admit fear, especially someone like Jake Paul, who built his image around confidence.
How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, you know, been doing.
Even if Jake Paul thinks he's just hyping the fight, Shannon Briggs has hinted at the same concerns. Briggs trained Jake early in his career, back when Jake was still learning the basics: footwork, balance, jab, and head movement. "It's great for boxing," Briggs said. "I used to train with Jake Paul. I knew early on that this was going to be great. However, the excitement faded quickly as he spoke about the reality of facing someone like Tank Davis. Briggs has been in the ring with real punchers. He knows what speed and timing can do, and Tank has both. When a fighter who once trained you starts talking about how great the event will be instead of how good your chances are, that might be a concern.
Best boxers right now. I think that fight there, I think because of Tank's skill level, it's like it makes it fair, even though he's not. The weight difference is crazy. Really and truly, bro, Jake Paul should not land a punch on Tank. This guy's one of the greatest.
Tony Bellew has been more direct. If Tank lands clean, Jake Paul's going to sleep, he said. Bellew knows knockout power when he sees it. He's been on both ends of it. His take is simple: Jake might be bigger, but Tank's precision and explosiveness make that size advantage irrelevant.
Listen, he's a marketing genius, but when it comes to people depicting his fights, I can't get my head around it. If Tank hits him clean, he's going to sleep. He'll have a lot of smoke blowing up his backside by his coaching team and people like that, but when he gets hit for real, 10 ounce, well, I'm told it's 16 ounce gloves now, it's like an exhibition. Right. I'm told it's big gloves and head guards, he's going to need them.
Bellew elaborated further, saying Tank has fought opponents much larger than himself and still walked them down because his timing and punch selection are elite. That he pointed out the obvious: Jake Paul has never faced anyone like Tank Davis. Tank has legitimate power. If Jake Paul gets hit by Tank Davis with 8-ounce gloves, he's going to sleep. It's a technical reality check. You can't block that kind of snap forever. One wrong slip, and it's over. Carl Froch believes this matchup could be dangerous because of how unpredictable it is. He hasn't called it a spectacle, he's called it a potential safety risk. Froch explained that regardless of weight, Tank's explosiveness could cause serious problems. Jake's habit of fighting with his chin slightly up could backfire badly. Gabe Rosado, a veteran known for fighting anyone, also gave Tank credit, reminding fans that Davis isn't just about power, he's about setups.
Look at this face-off, Henry. What are your thoughts?
You're hearing that shit from me. That's cringe. In some weird way, I kind of like
cringe about it.
He's trying to big man the smaller guy, who the smaller guy to me is dangerous. I think Tank Davis is going to put their hands on him, but I like it, bro. I will say something about Jake Paul. He's brought a lot of attention to.
Tank knows how to bring you into his range, Rosado said. He doesn't waste shots, that's an important difference. Paul relies heavily on rhythm and straight shots. Tank, on the other hand, breaks rhythm. He moves in, makes you react, and fires when you're blind to it. That's how he's been dropping world-class opponents for years.
He's talking about fighting Joshua, which is heavyweight, and now he's saying about fighting Tank. Nah, this can't be. It's Netflix as well. I need to go and do some checks and see if like the main pages have posted this, but Jake Paul's posted it. It says Friday, November 14th. It's in Atlanta.